Have you ever seen 1,000 Ways to Die?
No.
Like the show where they tell like all these bunch of like weird ass coincidental ways that people have died over the years.
Actually like, I will be quite honest. I'm actually really scared to watch stuff like that because then later I'm like careful about that shit.
Well, it's whatever. It's like pure coincidence. Like
yeah, but that's what I mean.
Is like one in a million ways of. Anyways, basically, I'm not gonna phrase the whole thing, but basically, there was this one where this guy was talking about how he was driving a helicopter with a fucking cargo full of like 20 people or some much. Like it was a big like military size helicopter. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, his co-pilot kneels down beside him, like in which way she could like crouch down in whatever little gap there was.
Okay, I'm glad you confirm it's a girl. Yes.
I hope it was. And fucking homegirl just like zips him right down and starts giving him head right then and there.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, there's all these people fucking riding in the helicopter, not even knowing what the fuck's going on. Needless to say, they had to end up parachuting off the helicopter, and one person didn't make it. Anyways, long story short, yeah.
They die?
Homeboy took head from his little buddy there.
Crazy. So how would you feel about taking that risk?
Better question would be, how much of a sex addict do you have to be to like be putting yourself in that scenario? You know?
Talk about sex addict.
Yeah, I know.
What do you consider a sex addict? So,
you always say we're the chauvinistic pigs that, you know, are completely sex driven and completely
you guys are
and all this bullshit. Meanwhile, you guys are just as sex hungry as we are.
Yeah, but we're more fucking quiet about it, I guess.
No, you're not.
Well, obviously not with you. I'm married.
Some freaking pogo stick to hop on. You guys are all over that shit.
There's things called toys for us that we don't have to do that. But you guys, some of the guys don't even have standards.
See, if we don't have a girlfriend, we don't resort to buying toys and all this.
Yeah,
bullshit.
right. No, because you guys resort to porn. That's why. Disgusting even more. You touch your fucking winner with your hand and shit.
My winner?
Whatever.
Winner?
Eso. I mean that. You know what? Fuck this guy. I was making fun of my Latino accent there.
You don't know who I am, where I've been, or how I got there, you know what I'm saying?
But anyways,
I never mess with the chola like me.
You really say, like, wow, you really, I just don't like that thought.
Okay, so here's a thought for you.
What is your thought?
You think there's people that are not just bound, but actually actively put themselves in a relationship just for the sake of feeding their sex addiction?
What? No, I don't know. That's interesting.
That clearly means you have.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think they do?
Okay, what? Do you think you do?
Yeah.
Okay,
no, I don't. I personally don't.
Okay, yeah, right.
But I have met people like that.
Really?
Yeah.
So why were you in a...
I'm not saying I did that, nor did I meet... okay, truthfully speaking, I'm not joking around about us or anything like that. I'm literally saying, like, I know people, women more specifically, that are so sex thirsty that they would only get into relationships
just to be fucking.
And then...
But you don't have to be in a relationship to do that.
Sure. But I'm not... Okay, try explaining that to them. I'm just saying there's people that go out of their way to put themselves in relationships regardless of whether they like the person or not. But, you know, they're just fucking... They're fucking.
You know people like that.
Sure.
That's fucked up.
Oh, it's the same thing as friends with benefits, isn't it?
No, well,
except it's not solely for that. It's just for whenever, like, cuando se te pega la gana.
Yeah, but I mean, you're at least attracted to them, right?
God, I hope so.
I mean, because you're saying they go without... How do you think it's different for girls and men to, like, that whole friends with benefits? Do you think just like some girls get clingy and crazy about the guy? Do you think it happens to the guys as well?
I do, but for different reasons. I believe for a guy, it stems more from, like, if I was an unattractive dude, which I am, and I was dating a very attractive girl, which I am.
Oh, baby.
If I was an ugly dude dating an attractive girl, I would do everything within my power to not let that person go. I would totally be a clinger. I would totally guilt her into not leaving me just for the sake of all of a sudden, now it's on everybody's mind. How the hell did that fucker get with that chick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like it's a matter of, now I got some attention on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would be for that sole reason that I would be in that relationship. Now, with women, it could be something else. I wouldn't say there's a less shallower drive to it, like a less arrogant purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many there's so many reasons besides love, quote unquote, that women get with men. It's not fair to say that they don't end up loving them, because you've heard of the odd story here and there where they end up living happily ever after or whatever.
You would know about that, huh?
I'm not just talking about us particularly. I'm just saying, like, okay, so there's this one story, right, that went around years ago when I was living in Annapolis, about this total random psychotic killer guy.
What?
Goes into a high school, right, with a fucking gun in his hand, right?
Oh my god.
And he was supposed to just go in, kill some girl who was affiliated with, like, somebody that had contracted him or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So he goes into the school, and instead of killing her, he pulls her out of class with the gun pointed in her face, right? Kidnaps the poor girl and runs away with her. Turns out, years later, they both pop up. They're happily married. They got these 3 beautiful little children, and they're as happy as can be.
What?
They're like the perfect, happy little, like, lawn mowing family living in suburbs.
What on earth?
You imagine that shit? It'd be pretty interesting to hear what went on over the course of,
that kidnapping
the
time?
kidnapping
Yeah.
and them being a family, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a pretty interesting movie, I would think.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'd imagine there's some sort of, maybe not ambition, but there's some, not an agenda, but some particular reason that some people begin together and then ends up happening that they work out or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking earlier about, how several, like, it's a stereotype, and it's a very true stereotype, that young women from El Salvador, they're not really attracted to a young, good-looking guy with a decent paying job that lives there.
No.
They're more so waiting for the old crusty bastard that's coming from North America and, pulls out an iPhone or whatever and says, I have money, even if the motherfucker doesn't. But all he has to do is show up and be like, I have money and I can get you a green card or whatever the story is. All of a sudden, they're so madly in love with him. It's the guys they've been dreaming of, That's their Channing Tatum.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that to them, that's
their
perfect case scenario, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we were talking in the morning, you said it yourself, you would do it too anyways. If you were in that position.
Given that circumstances, yeah, probably, yeah. Then again, I've never been a girl before.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Men too. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure there'd be. If I was a struggling young innocent child, like I probably would have been, and then some rich old hag came up to me and be like, "Listen, you have to do the dance of no pants with my Ripley raisin-looking accordion body
You put this
for the next 20 years before you can get my money. But after that, you can do whatever the fuck you want once I'm gone." I'd be like, Ooh. Do I really want to be eating a powdered donut for the next 20 years?
Oh my God.
For that kind of chunk of change? I'd be contemplating it. I'm not even going to lie.
You really have to be in that situation to really...
That's true. That's very true.
To really know what you would do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's like, holy shit. That takes some balls.
You want to hear a really fucked up scenario? There was, a few days ago, I talked about a movie called Set It Off. One of my favoriteest movies ever. It was basically the beginning of the movie revolved around this kid that lived with his older sister, right? Mm. And the popular car dealership owner of the hood said, you know, come home with me tonight, and I'll give you $20,000, you know, for so your brother can go to college or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then so she ends up going home with him. And he obviously has a really shit night, and he ends up fucking her and then throwing her out to the curb with the check or whatever.
Oh my God.
And then she goes home and takes it to her brother and shit right now. Needless to say, her brother was a douchebag and then ended up like throwing the check in the garbage or whatever. So all that was for nothing. But I can well imagine why somebody would be willing. You know, it's one thing to disgrace your body and to put yourself in a situation like that because you think it's, you know, it's whatever. You know, you're just a gold digger. But it's another thing to do it for
the sake to help somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if there's anybody like that that's in that situation. It's hard to say. I wish I could help everybody, but unfortunately I can't. I would just encourage people to
look for other
opportunities. Yeah. Explore whatever options you got. Yeah.
That's so sad, actually.
That is sad. Actually, we should watch that movie.
Yeah, now I want to watch it. Now
it's a fucking sick movie.
Am I gonna cry?
They're gonna rob banks and all this shit. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this later, but would you ever be with somebody just because they had a certain physical attribute, or because and obviously it's a real high school thing to do.
It is a real high school thing. You know,
everybody was after the football captain or the fucking cheerleader, the fucking, you know,
Who are you after,
ripped
baby?
Up guys or whatever. I was after Jesus. I was heavily into Mormonism. Would you be with someone just because you were physically attracted to them? Now, I know what your real answer is with this because you were all into like Winnie the Pooh looking guys, but
fuck you. You're straight up asshole.
So would you be with someone just because you're highly attracted to their physical appearance?
Apparently, I've done that.
No, seriously though.
I would go out with you just for your sexy appearance, yes. Just for the heck of it.
Oh, you are shallow.
Like you wouldn't.
Okay.
Like if I was actually like very, very bad looking, like I don't consider myself that ugly, but I'm ugly enough. But like if I was very
totally
bad looking,
rolling my eyes here, guys. Just so you know, she's being way too hard on herself.
No, it's true. It's true what I say.
I know what I do.
I know what I do. Okay. My brother. You ever hear this? I know what I do. Okay.
What?
You should totally ask him this question.
Would you ever be with someone just for their aesthetics?
We know what his answer would be.
Are they Asian?
You know, I can say I have dated not very good looking.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, Channing Tatum.
Put him against somebody else.
Let's say he went bankrupt, right? And he's completely broke, has zero money. He would have to live off whatever money his significant other had.
Yeah.
And he would be completely dependent on somebody else. Let's say you had Mike Myers.
Who is that?
Austin Powers.
Okay.
The dude with the ugly teeth and the glasses.
Oh, God.
Okay. And he had all this shitload of money. Would you rather?
Okay. This is abortion.
Abort. That's
That's what I meant.
I swear, people, we are not killing any babies.
Definitely not.
Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So, a rich Mike Myers, or a rich Austin Powers, or a broke-ass Magic Mike?
Magic Mike, I'm sorry, I still take him.
Wow, you're shallow as
He
shit.
is like, I'm sorry, he has like that smile of him. Oh my god, just the thought of like his smile. You know, I'm so attracted to smiles. It's very fucked up. Like, I can be in a shit mood, but the minute you start joking around or tickling me or doing whatever, and then I see you like laughing or smiling, like that just makes me want to like kiss you and not be mad at you anymore. Sometimes, not all the time. But yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, I take him. Any fucking girl would. I'm pretty sure nobody would be like,
even if he's broke?
Even if he's broke.
And he's depending on you, like, you have to mother him, basically.
I will mother him. I already fucking mother ugly motherfucker, so why wouldn't I mother this, like...
I'm an ugly motherfucker.
I'm talking about... You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. The audience doesn't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about my ex, so... Why wouldn't I?
The fatty, or the fatty ugly?
All of them. Why wouldn't I mother this one? Fuck.
Wow.
Plus,
just wow.
He doesn't just have to be there and look pretty. Like, we can get some money out of him still.
You would marry for someone for their looks?
Yeah.
Wow, you're shallow as hell.
Well, I mean, do you want to have ugly kids?
I'm not sure about this marriage anymore.
Do you want to have ugly kids?
Yes.
No, but I'm serious. With the other person, you can make money both. You can both make money. Fuck money. Money comes and goes according to your, you know.
What if he's a vegetable? God forbid.
A vegetable?
Like he was
like
paralyzed.
Like a carrot? Oh.
He was paralyzed.
Okay.
A carrot? What the fuck does that mean? What the shit are you saying? No, I don't mean like he has a boner 24/7. What are you talking about?
I mean, you said you like vegetables. I'm like thinking fucking vegetable.
Like he's a human vegetable. Like he can't move. Like he can't even fucking pop a chubby.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's horrible. There is people out there that are like that.
That's what I'm saying. What if he was good looking, but he was in that condition?
Well, then that's fine.
Well, you know me. There were certain things that, and even before we started dating, like even when we were just friends, you would hear me speak a lot about there's certain aspects of me that are just like hiding somewhere, you know, well within me. And I was just waiting for the perfect time or the perfect person to let it out on. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, there's certain things about me that, you know, when I knew that I had found the right person to engage upon those aspects of my personality, then I would be ready to, because they've always been there, and you know, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed it, and I've noticed it in you also. Like there's, I'm not exactly sure how aware you are of this, but there's such a conjugal maternal side to you that I had never really noticed until, you know, probably a couple months into your pregnancy, that really were just something that I think were there all along. It was just a matter of you had never really been put in a situation where you were, no one had ever tapped into that side of you. And I think it's like that for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't really ever tap into it or ever let it out, regardless of whether they're with someone or not. And it's just a matter of they never find the person to explore that area of their lives and, you know, with. And I think it's such a shame. It really is, because it's really cool. Like, I'm finding out things about myself that I thought, you know, that I thought I had all figured out, and then, you know, I'm finding myself doing a lot of things that you know, I would not have expected for myself. No. Especially since I've been such an arrogant bastard for a huge part of my life.
All I can say is when I met you, you were this...
asshole.
No, you weren't an asshole. Just like you really blocked your emotions. Like you really didn't want to be emotionally involved with anyone too. But The thing is, after that one night, you opened up to me after a party night.
Okay, sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, like, I've realized you had more in you that, I don't know. It was
Okay, let me just clarify a little bit. So we were coming home from, well, it was kind of a long night. It started out, we went to a mutual friend's birthday at a club. This was way prior to us
so
dating.
many things.
Yeah. Way prior to us dating or whatnot. And then after leaving Buddy's celebration there, we met up at her friend's place. Shout out to Christine. The combination of weed and and a shitload of alcohol.
Tons. Like, this guy was buying me shots after shots after shots.
Basically, we went home to Brenda's place. We came back to your place. I kind of had one of those drunken breakdown episodes where basically I just ended up sobbing. Getting kind of homesick. I had really only been living in Vancouver for just under a year at that point, I believe. It was about a year at that point. Yeah, I was missing my family, and it was, I started breaking down, and
It was a side I never saw from you before.
it was just tapping into some some pretty suppressed feelings. I guess a mixture of vulnerability and some guilt and a bunch of stuff from like still dealing with my past a little bit. And so like I kind of broke down and just poured out all this bunch of like mixed emotions onto basically I just dumped it all on your lap that night.
Yeah.
It was pretty weird.
It just caught me by surprise because I was like, oh. Like, I was like, oh, so you're actually such an emotional asshole. You just wouldn't show me. I'm kidding. But no, like, I totally knew there was more to you.
And so one day... we're hanging out, we're getting ready to watch this movie. I'm setting up the TV, setting up the HDMI cable on my laptop and all this bunch of... We're getting ready to watch the movie. And so I got homegirl over here fucking looking at her Facebook on her phone. And she says, "Oh wow, check it out. My best friend just got married to what once was her cuddle buddy."
Wait, first of all, it was not my best friend, it was a coworker.
Okay, her coworker. And then, without even thinking about it twice, I looked her dead in the eye and said, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. What did I say?
This guy looked at me.
It's so blurry.
He didn't even think about it, literally. He's just like, don't get your hopes up.
I had to let out what was in my heart.
Like literally. So I was like, obviously, being the person that I am, I'm already, at this point, catching feelings like fucking people say now.
Sparks were flying.
I mean, and he says that, and I was like, kind of got mad afterwards. Just trying not to show it to him, but I was kind of like, whatever. Not like I was looking for them anyways. And deep down, I almost wanted it, but at the same time, I kept telling myself no because, it's actually true. The more you want it, the more you like almost wish for it, it doesn't fucking happen.
Right.
So I left it as that, and I was like, fuck this guy. I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to talk to him. And long and behold.
Year and a half later, we're married, expecting a child.
Yeah, so I mean, get your hopes up. It's
I told you not to get your hopes up. Things would happen anyways. So I was trying to say, okay. You didn't let me finish.
Sure. I completely let you finish.
Oh, God.